Hi everyone, today I want to talk about something that Google just released. It's an extension for VS Code that allows you to work on Colab through your VS Code. And before we starting to talk about the extension, how to install it and how to use it, we probably need to talk about what is Colab if you don't know it so far. The idea of Colab is that you're getting processing time for free from Google. You can pay for it, but I'm only focusing about the free option. And you can use it for whatever code you want to run. And the benefit of that is especially for machine learning processing. And actually for me, I'm also using it for learning because usually in our computer, we could be limited on CPU, GPU. We definitely don't have access to TPU. And Colab will give us free access to those kind of processing time with few caveats, which I'm going to mention, of course. So the basic idea is that we have Jupyter Notebook, we can write Python code, and then we can select how to run it. And if we go into Colab, this is like the welcome page and a lot of explanation you can find over here. But the concept is that once you're having the code writing down in your notebook, you can go to connect and you can choose your running type and also the CPU, GPU, TPU hardware that you're going to use. Now, you won't always find those available to you because this is a free tier. So whatever available, it's what's going to be shown. And sometimes it also will stop working during your work because it's not our to use. It's actually our to borrow while Google not using those specific machine. I had experience when I was writing code and in the middle of the running, they just cut the sources off and I had to start all over again. Which in this case, all I could say is, thank you, Google, for letting me use TPU until now and let me run it again. It's also teaching you to be a better developer and know how to break the code down and store whatever you need on the side. And when talking about storing, there's another limitation we call up. Usually the content that you're saving beside the network is not going to store. So you need to connect it to Google Drive and then store it on your Google Drive. Which starts, as you understand, these free options start to be very complicated just to run it. But then again, it's free GPU and TPU. If you need to train a model or fine-tune it or do some other very massive calculation that need GPU, this is like the best option that I got. Usually, by the way, when I'm working with customers, I won't do it on Colab, the free tier. I either take the pro option or go to GCP. Inside Vortex AI, there's special areas that you are actually paying for the processing unit that you're using, but that's a whole different video and I'm not going to get into that. I just want to tell you how I'm using the free option. The new Google just dropped on us is actually going to change everything for me because until now, I don't like to write code on Colab because if I'm writing code on Colab, the Jupyter Notebook, and I can show you here in the end of it, if I'm just adding something like an area of text, it's up to me to start writing it. This is like writing code on, I don't know, a text editor, which is not great because I like to use cursor and in all the bells and whistles that I used to have. And it's much more easy for me to write code. So until now, I used to write the Jupyter Notebook on cursor or VS Code. And then I always save it on a repository on GitHub, so it was stored there. And once I thought that everything is well done, I could run it locally on my machine to see it. But if I want to run it on a GPU or TPU, I had to upload the notebook to Colab, connect it to Google Drive, and only once I'm doing that, I can start running the code. And this, a lot of unnecessary thing that I had to do just to run some code. But with the new extension, we don't need to do it anymore because now we can go and add an extension to VS Code or Cursor, and we can run the Colab from our local developer area. And I think this is like an amazing change. So let me just show you how I'm doing that. Let me move to Cursor. And once again, you can do it with VS Code, no problem. Go to extension, look for Colab. I already installed it here, but just make sure that you're taking Colab from Google and you just need to install it. Once you're installing it, you can create a new Jupyter notebook. The best way, the best faster way that I'm doing it is Command-Shift-P. And then I'm just writing Jupyter, and I have create new Jupyter notebook, and everything is ready for me. And now, instead of clicking over here, that will take us to the web option of Colab, I'm selecting a kernel. And until now, I usually just select something for my Python environment. But once I added the extension, I have this new option of Colab. The first time you will click on it, it will ask you to sign into your account in Google. So it will be like a regular Google sign in. You will click on it. It will open the browser with your Google account. They will ask you something to approve the sign in. Once you're doing it, you will go back to cursor and continue it. And once I'm continuing here, I can just click quick like auto connect with the last server that I already configured, but I want to create a new one. So I'm clicking here, new Colab service, and I'm clicking CPU, GPU, or TPU. So if I will take GPU, once again, now only T4 is available. It could be that this list will be bigger or smaller. Depends on the time, depends on the zone, depends maybe even on your account if you're payable or not. But I will take whatever I can get. I can write a name for it, or I can just leave the default name as is. And now you can hear that the kernel is trying to load. And to connect, it will ask me which runtime I will choose, and I will take in Python 3. And now I should have a running environment. And if I run print test, it should run print test. And if I will look which libraries are already installed, so I got a list of all the libraries that are already pre-installed by Google in this specifically machine environment. So as you can see, it's working. If you want to make sure that you're actually running on Google Cloud machine and not on your own local machine, just go back to Colab. And when you're going to Colab, you have runtime, and you can see all the sessions that you're running. And if you look over here, you see I have 2 running sessions right now with this notebook here. And I can either work with them or close them. Sometimes connection get lost. Sometimes we're closing by mistake our session. If you want to make sure that you're not paying extra, or, well, if you're on the free tiers, you're not paying anything, but if you're not on a free tier, or if you just want to make sure that there's nothing running on, no code of you running on the cloud, always go to active session, and you can just kill it from here with no problem at all. Let me go back to cursor, and now if I will probably try to run it again, it won't be able to run because it says, okay, I don't have a kernel running, or restart kernel or whatever. So this is going to dramatically change the way I'm working with Colab, because from now on, I'm probably not going to visit the site anymore unless I want to kill session or make sure that if they're running or not. And I will probably do all the work from here. Now, this is a new release that happened I think 3 days ago. So there's still bugs, and you can always go back to this page and find how to report bug. And if you also have some ideas, the Google team will love to hear it. And I think that is an amazing opportunity if you really want to learn about machine learning. Just use it, learn it, try it, and evolve from it. So it's a short video. I hope you learned something new. If you don't, please subscribe and share it with me. Thank you very much.